what have you. It's pretty cold here.
All right, so it's 2 o'clock. Shall we start and do our warm up? And we've got various things to get through, some new tunes or old favourites from a long while back. And, Martin's just arriving. He would be expected. Hello, Martin. Right. So if I share screen, and for the moment, just put that up. Hopefully people can see the Welsh Jigs medley there. This is my version, which I think is pretty well note identical with the one that John did, but is a bit compressed for fitting on the screen. Let me just see if I can. Oops. See if I can make it any. Oops, no, wait a minute. Make it any bigger without losing it. Yeah, how about that? That I think gets the whole thing then fits on my screen at about as maximum scale as you're going to get. So let me mute everybody, unless anybody desperately needs to say anything first before we start. No, mute all. I'm going to have a set of people so I can see a bit about what's going on. Right, so we've done this a few times, but there are some new people, so we'll just play through it once and at a not too fast speed, and then try and speed it up a bit. Right, okay, so the introduction is going to be the last 2 bars of the first tune, which is, it's scrolled off the top, but it's Ap Shenkin, or son of Jenkin. I think that means in Welsh. It's the regimental march of some regiment or other. It's a jig, an ordinary 2-beat jig. So here's the last 2 bars. I'm probably going to miss off the last note before going back to the beginning.
Paul,
Yes.
I think have you got original sound on?
Very no, I haven't. I thought it came on by default with this microphone, but it obviously doesn't. Right, okay, thank you very much. Try that again then. Change. change. From the beginning. Change. So I will stop sharing a minute and unmute people. So we're all right at that rate. And any of the new people who probably hadn't done the set before.
Yeah, fine.
Well, it's too fast for me, but everything will be too fast for me.
Ah, right.
I could play quite a lot of it.
Yeah, good. Well, that's the aim, and it's always good technique to, if you can't keep up, just play the first note of each bar, or the first note of each triplet, or if you can't manage even that, then just play the note that's written over the top as the guitar chord.
Thought of that.
Yeah, I mean that's in sessions and things, I couldn't keep up, and so you learn techniques for contributing something while remembering where you're keeping track of where we are in the tune is the crucial thing. Then exactly. You can get back in again later. I think, given that we've done it a few times, I think we could try it a bit faster. So you may need those techniques. We'll see.
Yep.
So if I mute all, oops, again. Right. What speed do I want? What do? Yeah. Okay. So the last two bars of Schenkin. Oops, no. From the beginning. Well, unmute people, stop sharing, and look to see what somebody's put in the chat. Sally is saying my Zoom is playing up. I'll try leaving and logging in again. Yes, I don't think we want to take it any faster than that for the moment, certainly. And we've done it for several nights in a row, so we possibly ought to move on to another warm-up tune. What do people think? Or would people like to have another go at those?
Well, let's move on, I think, for me anyway.
Yeah, we've got plenty of tunes to choose from.
We could ask Anne's cat what it thinks.
Yeah.
I think she was just giving an answer there, but
She was, I
can't tell
think. She
you
just
which
waved
one.
her tail at us, yes.
Right.
Paul, I wonder if it's worth just putting up the list of starting warm-up sets.
Have you got it to hand?
I can do that. I've got it to
I'm
hand
just
here.
looking now. Oh,
I think
Chiltinas
anybody can
PDF
share.
files. Now, have I got it
Yeah.
under practice or
Paul
warm-up?
McCann is sharing.
You've got that there, I think. I think that's it.
Easy to find as I thought. I'll have one more check.
Are you able to see that, folks?
We can see an
warm-up
email, but
set.
it doesn't give the list of our starting sets.
I've
the list of starting sets. Sorry, I haven't got that to hand. No.
yeah.
I was looking at the program for today. Okay,
Yeah,
I've
sorry.
now put it up on my screen, so if I can somehow get back to Zoom. Well, where have you all gone? There you are. So if I try and share the screen then?
Yeah, go on.
Oh,
God.
Chiltina's warm-up sets, there it is. So I may not have it
Oh gosh, right. Here we go.
beautifully set. There was a button to press, wasn't there, to get it screen size? Can somebody remind me what it is? Or shall I just slowly
Just view page width in your
view?
screen, in your word screen.
I mean, that's
View.
quite readable what you've got
Yeah.
there. I'd leave it.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay. Go.
Bit small, but now on the screen.
It was bigger a minute ago.
Yeah. It was only showing half of it on my screen.
Oh, I see.
So
I'll shut up then.
first one to suggest something, we get that.
Amazing Grace.
Sorry, which one was that?
Amazing Grace. That set.
The Amazing Grace set. Okay.
The Ash Grove Green.
Anybody gonna say no? In that case, the Amazing Grace set next time. Okay. So I need to stop sharing. Right.
And in terms of what Paul shared, the next thing on the list is Nancy Clough. I'll reshare the if I go to I've reset John's. Wait a minute. There you go. Yeah. So I think what we'll do here, given that we haven't played we did it briefly last time, didn't we? So let's just play through the top line, which is enough. I suspect that so it's worth pointing out to this, people who are less confident here, that the first two lines of Nancy Clough are basically the tune, A part and B part. The next two lines are really the same thing again, with extra notes added in horizontally. And we'll go on to in a minute adding extra notes in vertically as well. But if you struggle to get in all the notes of the third and fourth lines, it's perfectly acceptable just to play the first two lines again. If you've done the first two lines and the thought of all those semiquavers, those quavers worries you, then you can just play the first two lines again. That's that, as opposed. It's the same tune, but just with a few more notes put into it. Oops, let me just strip off. I'm just getting overheated. We're actually quite lucky that I've recovered. Yesterday I wouldn't have been up to this. I had severe toothache and an abscess under a back tooth, but the abscess burst last night. So I'm still not right. I still need to see a dentist, but I'm no longer in agony, and all is reasonably well at the moment. So let's just play through this tune. So yes, precisely so. Let me find my mute button. All right. So fairly sedate pace to start with, at least once through. So, I hope that wasn't too fast as a first run through. We might keep it at that speed and bring in the B part at this point. Just saying again about if too many notes get in the way, at least on this one, the quavers, they're all runs of scales. So once you've started on them, your fingers should just sort of do it without further thought, really. But the beginning of the last line where you, I mean, if that worries you, getting your finger down to those pedal notes below, perfectly acceptable just to play the same the top G instead of the D. It would work fine. Top. I don't mean that. F G A, top A, instead of the, let me rewind it, the top A instead of the lower A, because those are an octave apart, aren't they? So nobody would really notice in the blend if you were playing while other people were playing the bottom one. So that sort of evasive technique is quite useful sometimes. Right, so we had, I'm just finding something for a minute, wrong one. So hopefully people can see here the original Nancy Clough as John set it. I think mine is identical. He said that the top line was the same as the one from a tune book, so I just took his bottom line and spliced it onto my tune book version. One thing I did notice actually is that there's, John, I don't know whether you want to correct it or not, there's a bug in your rests in this version. If you look at the very first bar, it correctly has a crotchet rest there, but if you look at the beginning of all the other lines, it has a minim rest, which would screw things up somewhat if one actually believed it.
Yes, sorry, but I've corrected it by hand, but I don't think I've corrected it on the.
No, it's all right. So anyway, if
while we're at it, Paul.
Yeah.
On the second line, the last but one bar of the second section, for some reason the last two notes, the A and the E, have got dotted. I don't think I meant that. And all the other places it's an A and an E both as crotchets, but obviously it doesn't really, as you were just saying with the high bits in the top line, it doesn't really matter. It'll all mix in the blend. But
I thought
I have now on later copies. I've now changed that to crotchets.
I thought that was rather nice. That.
Oh right.
It's isn't it? Yes. It just adds a little. It was when you say dotted, it was the fact that the chord, the GB thing has a staccato dot as well as a bowing mark on it. On yours, I've kept the staccato dot, but removed the mark.
Meant to be a bit of stress mark, but
it's meant to be a stress mark, is it?
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Okay. Right. Anyway, but I think I think what I've got is, yeah, on yours, if we make it fit the page, it's getting a bit small, and these first triplet are running together and things there. So I've just reset it to be a bit more friendly for. Wait a minute. If I just go like that, I think that should work all right. It should be relatively clear. So this should be the top line is the same as what we had. So just out of interest, I'll try and play through once through the red notes. I'll not without repeating, just to give an idea of what they sort of sound like. So 1. Going on. Notice I played the same length there, didn't I? And I took out the second time bar, so you've just got the second time bar each time. This one, I think there's only one extra note in it. So where do we go from here? We have synthesized recordings of both bits together, or of just the B thing. So would it help, say, if I was to play the top line and people could try and put the B part against it? So you try and play the red notes and I'll play the black notes not too fast and see how it goes. Okay. Did I do that 3 times? I don't know. I don't think I can count to 2. I think I did. Did I? No, let me unmute everybody and have a look at people. Did I do one of those 3 times?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
the third part, I think. Yeah.
I had a feel I did, and I wasn't quite sure whether I did the last part twice or once. But counting to 2 is incredibly hard. Right. So next for this, we could play the synthesized version that has both parts, so you could hear both parts. Might be the thing to do. And then afterwards I might play the B part again and let you just play the A part against it if you wish. But let's find the so I think I've got right, yes, okay. So share screen, share sound, share share that and that. Mute everybody. Find that again. Right, so this is John's, and I haven't amplified it, so it's a little on the quiet side, but it has an intro of 4 bars or so. So let me unmute people and stop sharing. So could you hear that all right? Was it a reasonable volume?
It's fine.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just the export volume level of John's stuff tends to be a bit lower than mine. I don't know which one's right or better, but we use that.
You did tell me how to correct it a while back, Paul, but I've forgotten, I'm afraid.
And I tend to run them into Audacity and bring
Oh
them
yeah, I can control the volume in that. Yeah.
But I think it's also, I'm sure you could set an output volume and your music program in some way. Anyway, it was not unreasonable what you had there. It was just a bit quieter than we were doing on other things. So, well, perhaps one last thing on this one. Let me just share the screen again and just do that. So. So I'm going to play the red notes, hopefully. Let me stand back. So then you can play the black notes against them, or indeed you can play the red notes with me if you wish. But the aim would be for you to play the black notes against them, or as John points out, if you have sufficient fingers. And sufficient brain power to divide your brain in two and read two lines of music, you can actually play both those lines at the same time on an English concertina. But I can't. We've got to get John to do it just to show us, maybe after this.
The answer is that I used to be able to do it. That's the way it started. But I've in recent years I've chickened out. So not today, Josephine. As far as playing it.
Right, but you can, of course. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. Right. Yes, I was just wondering whether I could you put in some of them at intervals. So I'm going to just play the red notes, hopefully. So I'm just going to say one and start, basically. One. So, stop going. Unmute everybody. So, oh, an echo. Yes, where's the echo coming from? Stopped. So were people playing the black notes against me?
Yeah.
I found it a struggle for the third part to keep in line.
Well, it could be because I'd gone out of time, possibly.
No, I suspect that what I've put as the second line is a rather different rhythm. So,
but it's the same number of beats in each
where I was should be in with the main tune. I don't know if other people had the same problems or other problems.
No, everybody was playing it perfectly.
Back to the top line.
You stuck to the top line, right? Yeah.
I did indeed. Yeah.
No, I thought it was fine. I played the top line against actually playing the bottom line, and I found it good.
It was just me then. I should have brought my tapping foot into play, I think.
Yes. Well, I could have run a metronome or something here, I suppose.
Oh.
You want a bit of freedom to play with the rhythm slightly. Right, okay, so I think that's probably enough for Nancy Clough.
Enough of Nancy Clough, that's it.
Enough, Nancy, enough. So that was the second week we've done it, wasn't it? Do you want to give that one more week and then put it to one side?
Yeah.
Yes, nodding going on. I mean, it's a nice tune. I mean, in sessions it tends to be played fairly fast, but it doesn't have to be. It's nice enough as it is. Right. So going on to one tune we've had in the list for quite a long time because it's been a bit of a challenge, and that's our friend the Battle of the Palms, or the Slapping of the Palms, palms of hands.
Oh.
So, Batia de Palmas. So let's for the benefit of newish people, let me explain the logic to some of the trouble with this tune is the sequential logic to it. So it starts with a first line introduction that repeats, and then when it goes on you have to take note of this segno sign here because you're going to be asked to go back to it later. So this is a sort of really the start of the main tune, and that part also repeats back to the segno there, just an ordinary repeat, and then when you go on there's another. It's basically the first line again, very similar to, so you know that one already, but then when you get to the second time bar for that, note the change of key signature at the end of it. So you've gone from one sharp to two flats, so you've gone from G major to G minor. So this next two lines, which doesn't repeat, it's just two lines, is in G minor, and this is the challenging bit. We may have to take that slowly and get our fingers on it again, and then when you get to the I say it doesn't repeat, but it has a first time bar, not repeating back to the minor bit, but it says DS, which means dal segno, from the sign. So when you get to the end of that bar, instead of going on to the line below, you go back up to the segno sign up here, and you go forward from that through the same sequence through the minor bit again, and then when you get to the second time bar, that's a coda sign, meaning this is a thing for the last time through sort of thing. And you just play the last two lines, which is an out sequence. So so let's we'll play it once through from this, but the fun comes with the other parts, with clapping and stamping in as well. But let's just try and get the sequence here right. Can we do it at that speed, do you think? A bit hard on the new people, but anyway, I'll keep it to not mega fast, but something reasonable, because most of us have done it a few times. So I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 and come in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that trouble? Yes, well, I made a pig's ear of precisely the same bit each time, which I'd practiced this morning, and it was going perfectly then, which is always the way.
It was going perfectly then. I heard it.
Yes, Margaret, that was Margaret delivering my tea and saying she was working perfectly this morning. So let's, before we do anything else, let's just concentrate on that minor key bit, slow it right down and get the notes in the right places, particularly for the second line of it. So I'm going to start at the change of key signature, or the bar before the change of key signature, just to give the timing. So that's how it goes. I might slow it down slightly more. And what I'm going to do probably, I'll play through what I did there, but when I get to the end, I might well just loop around those last 4 bars of the minor key bit, which for me is the hard bit. So from the bar before the key signature. Loop. Ah, rubbish. That's I'm going to loop round that line, or trying to. I've made a mess of it, but still. So so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th line. I'll play the bar before as the introduction this first time. Loop. One more. That's right. So certainly my technique, if I can't play something, is to do that. Is to pick out usually a set of 4 bars, sometimes 2 bars. A set of 4 bars, and just loop round them until not only until I get it right, but until I don't play it wrong. You know, when I've played it several times and it still comes out right. Because getting it right once is not sufficient. So that's the sequence, and I'm sorry if I messed up. I meant to yell out Del Segno when we got to the right place, but at the time I was too busy recovering from having mucked up the previous bar, so I didn't. So if we move on to this one, and I need to put it in. Oops. What's that doing? Oh, no. Come on. Speak to me. Yes, that's what I want. View page display, 2-page. Oh dear. What have I done? Oops. Have I put something in ahead of it? There might have to be a...
Can you quickly put a blank page in?
I can, yes. I'll go off and do it, but I'm just wondering why it's gone astray. Artist it doesn't. I can't just. Well, I thought there was. Wait a minute. What's the... I need to remove a blank page is the trouble, isn't it? I've got a blank page in there to set it on the correct side as I thought, but it's not right. There'll be a slight. I'll stop sharing and I'll unmute people. So just have a quick chat to yourselves while I go off and find the. Oh, I know. Yes, that probably it used to be my private book, and I put together this Chiltinas tune book, and so the page things are probably different. Right, anyway, we have the technology. I suppose I could be sharing my screen. You could be seeing what I'm doing, but anyway, never mind. So that's just talk quietly among yourselves.
Well, for any duet players that are present and are members of the West Country Players, we have a duets play and chat session at 5 o'clock on Tuesday. Diane Cooper should have sent out an invite to everybody who's eligible to join. So if you're able to join, you'd be most welcome. And one of the things we're going to be talking about is how to interpret part-written music on a duet, which is extremely relevant for some of us at these meetings.
You need to have one eye below the other, don't you, to read both?
Well, it probably helps if you do, that's true.
I'll be there, Paul, I hope.
Good. The more the merrier.
In terms of forthcoming things, then I'll mention our session next week, which is our Christmas session. I've put the agenda out, so I hope everybody's seen that. We'll be playing in Malden, so it'll be the full 4-hour session. Up to you, Zoom enthusiasts, as to how much of that you want to sit in on. And I will put out a reminder in the week. But if anybody hasn't received details of that, speak up and I'll make sure you get them.
I'm just trying to work out why on earth this is doing what it's doing. As far as I can see, there isn't a blank page in it. Let's try that. Should be better. View page display, 2-page view.
Manchester City are winning 1-0 for any football.
I should care because.
Breaking news.
Well, I care because I'm married into a family of Man United supporters, so I've become a Manchester.
Well, then I'm very happy for you. Or unhappy, as the case may be.
Right, so now I want. Can I make that any bigger? Yes, I can. That. Right. So, I need to move that. So, can people there see a sensible 3-line version? Yeah. So, presumably what we want here is we want to have it playing all 3 lines, isn't it? So I'm just going to, having got that right, I now need to share. I need to find the right piece of automated music. Computers are wonderful when they work. But here. So we have Batir de Palmas at 100, 120, 140 and 160. 100 is definitely too slow and 160 is possibly too fast. Let's just try 140 to see what it sounds like, because it does want to go to a certain speed. That's not ridiculous. Right, let's try to that, and then we could slow it down if people say it's that it doesn't work. So, mute everybody. Share screen. share Groove and Chiltinas tune book. Right, so just I could do no wrong one. Do that. Right, so you've got the music on the screen, and hopefully if I hit go on this thing, it has a clapping introduction, which I think John said is actually gunshots, but still. Unmuting myself. How many people, put your hands up if you managed to keep up with the speed of that? Yes, a few did. A suggestion is, now you've had a try at that speed, let's wind it back one notch and give it one more go at one speed less, so to speak, that now your fingers have made the effort to get there fast. You might find it easier doing it at the slightly slower speed to manage. So, so let me all. I need to close that. I need to find the sound bits for Batia de Palmas 120. It's only 15% slower, but it might just help. Right, and then I need to share that and that. I've lost my music. Groove has got stuck in a groove. Right, okay, it's coming up. Certainly, I found I could more or less manage it at that speed. So hands up if you were fairly up to speed going through it this time. Philip was somewhere near and things then.
It's just that one line with the minor keys.
The second line of the minor key, yeah. Well, that's your practice.
It's the change of key.
I made more mistakes when it was slow.
Although we've had it in the thing for a while, I do suspect it's worth giving it another go if we can. So homework for the next thing is to try and get that minor key bit right, particularly the second line of it. Yeah. And as you saw early on, it was throwing me quite nicely. So
I suspect that the second part is slightly easier to play.
Yes,
you get to draw breath and just clap and stamp your feet as well during the chorus. Well, I suppose the chorus is the easy bit, so it doesn't help much.
Well, I saw on while it was playing there that you were clapping rather than Concertina playing at the time.
Sometimes in the right place, yes.
I mean, the possibility is we could we have in the past done I've played the bottom line. It's fairly well behaved. Except I haven't practiced it recently. So if we do it again, then we could concentrate on. So try as well as having a go at that second line of the minor section of the black notes. Try and have a go at say the teal coloured notes, the third line, where the minor one has its own problems again, a different set of problems, but the rest of it's relatively well behaved. So I think that's probably enough Battir de Palmas at the moment, unless people want to do more of it at present. If that is enough of that, then it's time for round the room. So we know some volunteers. You must have been playing something for some other purpose, practicing something or playing an Advent carol or something. Who would like to?
Oh, sorry.
I've got a tune, but I can't put it up.
No, that's all right. We can just listen to you. What is it?
It's called At the Brow of the Hill, and it's a tune which Boldwood play, and I've got it from their tune book, which says it's by Mr. Howard from J. Stanley's Pocket Companion for the German Flute.
Oh.
So I'll try.
So hold on a minute while I'll mute everybody and then we'll.
Oh, great! Do you think it's time to change?
Probably. I'll do it for the next one.
That's what I meant.
I'll hang it in here.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I don't think I was meant to hear that. Hold on. Right, I'm going to mute everybody, and then I could unmute Jackie. Right. So Jackie, you have control.
Right. Gosh. See if I make a mess of it. Oh.
night, everybody. Thank you. Yes, quite a lot of notes in that, aren't there?
Nice tune, isn't it?
What's it called?
It's called At the Brow of the Hill.
At the Brow of the Hill.
Has anybody else ever come across it?
No.
No.
No German flute players out there?
Was that from a book on German tunes, or was it just a German tune in some other book?
Well, it's Pocket Companion for the German Flute, so that doesn't necessarily mean it's a German tune. It's by Mr. Howard. It's all it says, really.
Don't give a date.
No, but it's 18th century, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Where did you get it from? The book?
I got it from. I'll show you the book.
Me backwards.
Oh.
We can see a fan of music. We can't see the title. What's the title of the book?
The title of the book is The Boldwood Dancing Master.
Ah, Boldwood Dancing Master. I see. Right. Okay.
Oh, English country dance tunes.
Right, might look it up as an interesting tune. Anyone else would like to offer something?
I'm really sorry. I would have prepared some Hanukkah tunes for you, but I've been so ill this week with this COVID. It's about the first day I've managed to get up. I've just found some here, but it's just too late now.
Yeah.
But if you'd like them for next week,
yeah,
I could, if it's not too late.
Certainly next Zoom session. I'm not sure next week's one when it's in the hall. It might be a bit hard to have.
Oh, it's a shame because it's the festival tonight. You see. That's why I thought of it. But this is the first day I've actually managed to get up.
Well, good for that. At least over Zoom, we're well spatially distanced from you.
Oh gosh, you won't want to have gone through what I went through.
No, indeed not.
Do you have those tunes in the book?
I found some tunes here. I gave some of my music to Claire Wren, actually. I'm sorry.
Yes, that sounds bad.
It is. It's been awful. But I can, if you want me to, I can get some of this music scanned and sent over to you. If you want me.
Yeah, I'd be interested. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely be interested.
Only if you do. You want me to do it this week?
Well, I don't think there's any rush. If we're leaving it to a Zoom only, the next Zoom only session I think is the 23rd of January.
And it depends on how you feel. I mean, if you're still ill, I wait till you get better.
Wait until you feel.
Well, it was just the reason I said it was because the festival actually starts tonight.
Yeah. But
I was going to remind you, John, to send some greetings to your friends, if you might not have realised.
The celebrations last for about a week, don't they?
It starts tonight and it lasts for a week. Yeah.
Which festival is it?
It's a Jewish festival of Hanukkah, Festival of Lights.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's a very nice festival, actually. Very nice. It's got some lovely music.
Yeah.
But there's a particular tune that I would have loved to have shared with you, but I've just been laid up so much. Sorry.
That's all right. So anyone else want to offer anything at this stage?
I'll have a go.
Who was that?
Me, Sally.
Right, Sally. Okay.
You probably know it. It's called My Mother. It's a Gaelic waltz by Neil McLean, and I've taken a picture of the music, so I could try sharing my screen.
Yeah.
See if that works.
Yeah, go for it. In the meantime, I'm going to mute everybody and unmute.
Can you see that?
We will.
Yes.
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 More Matai or whatever. Right. Let me mute everybody, and then unmute Sally. Right. So Sally, we should be able to hear you.
Okay. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yep.
You have control.
Here we go.
Yeah, give it another go.
Hang on a minute. Okay, let's see.
Wonderful. That was lovely.
Very nice. Nice tune. I don't know Neil McLean. Who's Neil McLean?
Don't know. Didn't look it up or anything. Now I need to stop sharing. There we go.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you, Sally. It's going on my to learn list, definitely.
Yeah, it's very pretty. It's a violin tune, I think, mainly.
Yeah,
I think
sure
it's
it is, yeah.
for it too. But
Smashing.
Right.
Going on the duets to learn list.
Definitely.
Yes, you've got some chords.
I don't know what accompaniment you might do with it. Maybe arpeggios or something.
You could, yes. I was looking at the chords as we were going through, actually.
Yeah,
And,
I think the chords might be a bit heavy going with it.
well, yes, but just sort of it gives you a guide as to where the bass line should run.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. We'll talk more about that sort of thing on Tuesday, perhaps. Yeah. If you're able to join.
I should
If you
be.
bring
Yes.
that one along, we could have a look at it.
Yeah, as long as I'm back from work, should be all right.
Oh, yeah. What time do you get in?
Well, it depends. I teach, so if I can leave early, I will.
Okay. Thanks.
Right. So let's move on to Wallace and Gromit. We do, in theory, have another round the room where we could throw something in. So Wallace, Gromit, cheese, Gromit. I've lost it. Where's it gone? I lost it. Right, pause while I just find me. It's there. Why am I not seeing it? Hold on a minute, I'm just having slight difficulty getting my things visible. Let me just put it on the screen and we can see what we're doing. If it's there, session tune book, Chiltinas tune book. Right, so we want to get to W's, Wallace and Gromit. Right, I want to go back to F8. View, page display, single page view. Right, okay. So that's got that there. Share screen. So I'm having difficulty getting it to come up on the screen for some reason. I'm just going to clear a bit of junk out of the way. There's something odd happening here. Right, got it. Right. Quite what was going on there. Maybe I had too many other windows open. So this is the theme tune to Wallace and Gromit for those people who've not come across it here before. I need to shrink that slightly. Slightly further indeed. That's the whole tune in its two-part version. Where's my participants list gone? There. So if I mute people for a moment. So we've done this in the past in Chiltina's real life. That's the difficult line, and then the rest is the first bit again. So like Bataille de Parmas, there's a difficult bit in the middle. Let's just take it. The red notes are, if anything, easier if anybody wants to do those from the beginning. What I want. Yeah, it's down as 4/4, but I really think of it as a 2/2 tune. I mean, the beats, there's really just 2 beats in the bar here. Right, you're going to get a last 4 bars, the last 2 of which are all 1 note, as intro, just to set the time, and then in from the beginning. And what speed do I want? And again, same thing. So that's the top line, and it wants to swing along a bit faster than that. But if we shall I just play through at the same sort of speed? I'll try playing the red notes. It's a while since I've done this, so it may or may not work. What do I want? That's hard, isn't it? Because that's syncopated. Right, okay. So you're going to get a last 4 bars of the red notes, and then in from the beginning. Sorry. Ah, rubbish. So that wasn't perfect, but hopefully it gives you an idea of that second part. So there is a third part also, but John was doing some tweaking of that, I think. It's a bit high, I seem to remember. We have recorded versions of, let me just stop sharing a minute so we can actually see people. Let me find me. Right, so there's a Wallace and Gromit at 100, which is not particularly fast. It's about the same as I was playing, I think. So let me put the music and things back up, and we'll let this run. So wait a minute, let me get rid of. Oh, what's that doing there? Oh, yes, okay, indeed. Right. Right, so I want to share groove music and the PDF file, which is there, and share sound. Right, so we've got the so a bit more. Right, so you've got the 2-line version there, and I have somewhere the music. Oh, it's got to go somewhere else. Right, everybody is still muted. So it has an intro of that you might expect, and then it's going to play both parts, or possibly even 3 parts. I can't remember now. So, unmute people. Stop sharing it. So was it playing along with that? It's a relatively sedate pace. The real theme tune goes at least 50% faster, if not twice as fast. I think we could just have a look at that difficult bit in the middle. Yeah, I mean, people tell me what. I feel I'm making decisions on behalf of the whole group here as to what we do, but please do tell me if you'd prefer to do something different.
No, I need some help with the middle bit, Paul.
Right. Okay. Let's share that that thing and have a look at that middle bit. I've lost my share button. It's gone away. Right. So I think the first 2 lines, 2 systems, 4 lines, 2 systems are you know, as long as you honour the tied notes across the bars that give it its nice swing feel to bits of it there. But I think those 2, and they're basically repeated as the last 2 systems. So once you've got one, you've got all of them. So the difficult bit is the 2 lines in the middle, 2 systems in the middle. So let me just let's mute everybody for the moment. So let's take this through slowly, the black notes from the beginning of the 3rd system. So no, wrong key. Right, so I'll start with the last bar of the previous line. So let's do that again, and then we might actually look a bit more detail at a few detailed bars. The same thing again at a similar speed, fairly slow. So it certainly took me a little while to get that right, but on an English concertina it sort of works quite well, because you want the you've got the C sharp and the C natural. You're just using first and second fingers on those, alternating, and similarly you've got the B and the B flat. You use I'm using my second and third finger on that, I think, where I've gone. The bit that I find sort of hardest is from the beginning of that line where you've gone. So you're starting on that F sharp, and you've got to remember the low C sharp that you don't play all that often, so you've got to remember to do it. That's the C sharp, but it goes quite nicely onto the C underneath it. But you've then got to remember to move that finger that's just played the C natural a bit to the left to get onto the E key. I had a tendency to do, which is, you know, because I didn't move the finger far enough. And that's the same sort of thing, isn't it?
Paul?
Yes.
Can you play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? That's 6th bar on that line. The F sharp, E, and the F sharp with the tied note. That one.
Yes. Well, I'll try. That next one after that.
Yeah.
I think that's how it goes.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, it's basically a quaver, a crotchet, a crotchet, a quaver, and a crotchet. But it's written that way because you're not meant to have crotchets that span the beat. You know, it would make, in some ways, it would make more sense if it was written as quaver, crotchet, crotchet, quaver, crotchet. Yes. And that would be more readable, but it fails the laws of music transcript, apparently. And then you then got to hold that F sharp. You know, you've played a crotchet of it, and then you've got a whole semi-breve of it. 4 notes and another one. So you've just got to count 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if you're counting at speed. I must admit I count minims through this thing really. So I'm doing da 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 da. So if I'm tapping my foot, I'm tapping da 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 2, 3, 4. I'm counting 4 beats, 4 taps through those last 2 bars of the first line. I find that easier than counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But it's up to you. It's as it's written. It's it should be da. It should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Da 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 da. But it's just hard to tap your foot at that speed or think of the beats at that speed. Okay, let me play through once more through those middle 2 lines then, and then we'll give it another go. As I did one thing wrong there, I'll do that again. It's really rather nice when it's right, and with the syncopation against the second part, it gives the tune some of its flair, I think. Okay, let's play the sound again against it, and you can join in. I need the come on, right this way. Am I sharing it? I'm probably not. I just need to reshare that. Go on, speak to me. Ready for things? Yes. Got something strange happening on my screen. Right, okay. So, so was that working?
Yeah.
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 It's a catchy tune, isn't it?
Nice. Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Like it.
We do have. I'm just going to reshare for a moment. Wait a minute. We do have a 3-line version. I think the first and second are the same as we had there. But it has a third line, which I'm not sure what instrument it's meant to be played on, but it does go remarkably high at the bottom of the page.
It's also, yeah, it's got things like B sharps and A sharps in it, which aren't on a concertina. Or not on my concertina, but I'm not sure about duets.
Yeah,
It was
maybe
arranged,
some
it was
some will be.
arranged for flute and violin and everything for an orchestra.
I mean, we've got those notes, so it might be good practice to try and find them. But I don't know. The other thing we could do is do that thing, but put that section down by an octave. So it's
Put it in the bass clef.
Yes. Right. So have you
1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4.
It's still in 4/4, right? Anyway, if John, have you got a transcription of that last line?
I think I can easily put it in and play around with at what pitch we want to do it.
I mean, I'm
a bit terrified by something that's on the 4th line above the stave.
Yeah,
working out what that is would
that's right.
Be on the second play by the time I did that.
It's not impossible, but it's just.
What note is it? I'm looking at the.
I don't know. I'm just working my way up.
5th bar of 5th or 6th bar. No, 6th bar. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'd be A, C. So it's an E, which is actually on my treble. I've only got a 35 key one.
Oh right. Okay. Oh, I've got lots above there.
It's very high. We'll have dogs coming round.
Yeah. Well, shall I play around with that and
yes,
if anybody's got any ideas as to a sensible way to play it, then let me know. But otherwise, I'll come up with something.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
You can. Oh, sorry, I've had trouble. Seem to be having trouble with my microphone. I was going to say it was written originally. Well, it was arranged originally for an orchestra, so it was flutes and violins and everything. So that was why it's so high, I suppose.
Yeah, I suspect that's a flute part, basically.
Yeah.
I would go. I mean, flutes like being up there. That's the thing. So, John, when you said you could put it in, have you got software that will optical character read it?
It's quicker just to put it in manually. It'll only take 10-15 minutes, I would think.
Right, because I mean, I've got some quite good OCR software.
All right, well, if you want to,
so I'll give it a quick OCR scan and see if it works up that many ledger lines. If it does, I'll send you the XML just and you can try. You can then try. I think the thing to do would probably just to bring possibly the whole thing down by an octave. It wouldn't be ridiculous, would it? Oh, yes.
No, you'd be able to scale, I think. For
anyway, right. We will for next time we do it, we'll add a third part to give a bit more interest, because that third part does, if you look at the third part at the top of page 23 there, the last 3 bars of it, it's doing something really rather different to what the others are doing. So I think it's worth adding in. Okay, so it's 4 o'clock really, and possibly time to stop. But while I have control, let me just go back to here and throw in the reserve tune was Sir John Fenwick's "Flower Among Them All," wasn't it?
Oh yes.
Which I think I put in under Sir. Smile, I think what I mean. There we are. So I did IOCR scan the thing that we were given originally. Etc. Oh, sorry. I'm talking about high notes, etc. Yes,
etc. Indeed.
Yes.
Paul, could I just say that actually comes from another of Derek Hobbs's books? So Derek Hobbs wrote the seconds for that.
Second part, yes.
And it's volume 1.
Yeah. Yes, I asked
we had a
John,
photocopy that had page 6 on it, but no credit.
Yeah, so I'm going to add in the credits, but note that this is not in any of my published tune books. This is a Chiltinas private tune book. I do have the Hobbs things, and we have bought copies in the past for use by Chiltinas, but I don't intend to make this generally available.
I think
W is silent in Fenwick.
Yes, you're probably quite right. The background is it was a Jacobite supporting tune, wasn't it, Sir John Fenwick? And apparently 2 people were found guilty and hanged of singing it in public and of having Jacobite sympathies. There's a very nice. The reason why I know it is no, mine gone blank. Northumberland pipe woman.
Tickell?
Catherine Tickell does a very nice version of it that she played. I went to a concert of hers near here, which she played it. But she certainly she certainly plays that the beginning of the B part. So those high notes are staccato. Etc. Anyway, this was we haven't time really to do this properly now. If you'd like, shall I just try playing once through the whole thing at a moderate speed, so you could just try and play it, and then John will make this available on the locked website when I've added in who did the second part. Let me mute these for a moment. So this is just so that you've got something to practice. 1, 2, 3. So anyway, there's your homework. Yes, please, to Sir John F. Says. Right, okay, that's it as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other business. I've mentioned we've got a session next week that's both at Malden and will be zoomed as well.
Assuming the mobile phone data coverage works. It was a bit borderline last time.
Right, okay.
It worked. It did work.
Okay.
There's no Wi-Fi in the village hall. Is the trouble.
The other thing, Paul, is could you, Philip and Martin and I want to have a quick word about the birthday arrangements.
Sorry, I've got to go.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah thanks.
Bye.
Cheerio.
Yeah, cheers, everyone. Bye.